Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and thank you so much for tuning in with me today. So in today's video, I'm going to be doing a full face of new makeup releases. All of the new products of 2025 that I was able to pick up. Some of these products I've been trying out since weeks. Others just literally arrived a couple of days ago at my doorstep. And let me tell you, 2025 has started off with some banging products. But I do feel like there were so many releases. We just got bombarded with a ton that I may have to do another new makeup release video very soon. In case you end up enjoying this video, I always appreciate it if you can give the video a like, if you subscribe to my channel, and if you ring the bell in order to get notified about my upcoming videos. And if you are looking for a product, everything is listed and linked in my description box down below, alongside with my usual discount codes. So I would say let's kick it off with the very first step, the very first product, and that is of course a new primer. So I did pick up the e.l.f. Power Grip Matte Primer. So this is the newest primer that e.l.f. has released. This is in addition to their Power Grip lineup. Now, I really do love their Power Grip, the pinky one with niacinamide. I really love it. It's one of the best gripping primers that there is. So I was really excited when I saw that e.l.f. came out with a matte version. Because I will admit, the gripping primer is pretty glowy, but it also has an amazing grip. But yeah, I thought, I'm gonna give this one a try, see what it's all about. And yeah, I definitely do have some thoughts on this. I'm going to clip back my hair and then I'm going to apply it and I'm going to let you know how this product compares to the other one. Also, let me zoom you guys in because I feel like you guys are a little bit far away. So I'm going to bring you in closer. Welcome to my close-up, you guys. Okay, so let's actually apply this e.l.f. Power Grip Matte Primer. The first thing that I've noticed about the packaging is that the other primer does come with a pump. This is just, packaging to squeeze the product out. And this comes out, look, it's a little bit grippy like that. This is how it looks. You guys know I love a good matte primer. So stringy, Jesus. I thought that this would have more of that matte finish. And let me tell you, I don't think it's all that mattifying. So I thought maybe it's just a product that will keep your skin matte throughout the day. But is this mattifying? Definitely not. I really thought that the finish of this primer would be a little bit more matte. It actually kind of gives me more of that glow. I definitely do feel like when this product does sink into my skin, it kind of loses the gripping power. It definitely does pull the skin a little bit. It feels a little bit like tightening on the skin. I'm just a little bit undecided if I like this. I've tried this out so many times, and every time I'm using this, I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know if I like this or if I couldn't care less about it. It's just one of these weird products. It's not doing anything strange to my skin, right? But it's also not doing something amazing to my skin. It's not giving me a lot of benefits in that sense. So I don't know. I'm really undecided about this product. Okay, so let's apply something to my lips. And I actually did pick up one of these beautiful Unearthly Cosmetics lip oils. This is from their Just a Taste collection. I used to have a lip oil by them. I mean, I still have it from the Devour collection, and I love their lip oils. Oh my gosh, it's such an amazing, beautiful formula. I actually picked up the shade Fog, and it's this grayish sort of lip oil. It does not have too much of a tint. It's quite sheer. I did realize that they have changed the scent, the flavor of this, and this has this lychee sort of scent to it, the lychee flavor that they also had in their bullet lipsticks that were released in the Dreamer collection. It's not my favorite flavor by them. They definitely had some better flavors in the past. So yeah, I'm not a big fan of lychee in general. Big doe foot. So let's apply a little bit onto my lips. Now, I do like the feeling on my lips. It is very nourishing. it's not quite as slippery, right? And it's not as thin. It almost feels like balmy, but it really will stick to your lips. The downside of that is that if you apply too much, and this has already happened to me in the past with this lip oil in particular, if you apply too much, you will definitely get the strings. So if you talk, yeah, there might be some stringiness happening with this formula. But yeah, otherwise I definitely do enjoy it. I'm happy that I picked this one up. I am not sure if this is still around because I am under the impression that the Just a Taste was a limited collection, a limited holiday collection. So I'm not sure. But if they will come out in the future with more of these lip oils, their formula is amazing, just don't over apply it. Okay, so let's move on to the new foundation that I've been trying out. And I'm finally ready to give you my review on it. I was so excited when I saw this foundation being launched. So this is the Impeccable Blurring Second Skin Matte Foundation by Anastasia Beverly Hills. So a few things before I'm gonna be applying it. So on their website, they are saying introducing Impeccable Foundation, a medium to full coverage, long wearing formula that blurs pores, fine lines and wrinkles up to 12 hours. Weightless, water-based formula effortlessly blends and builds, hydrates skin with hyaluronic acid to maintain plump, bouncy skin, blurs, smooths and minimizes pores, fine lines, wrinkles and texture, visibly evens skin tone and masks discoloration, redness and blemishes, non-slip, non-cakey formula, doesn't melt, separate or settle into fine lines, no flashback formula, doesn't self-set or oxidize for a natural finish. Ideal for all skin types, especially oily skin. Just keep that in mind. It is also free of oil and fragrance, which is really important to me because I don't like oil and I don't necessarily love fragrance in my foundation. Sometimes I don't mind it, but in general, I do prefer something that has no scent to it. So let me just quickly touch upon this shade range. I am a neutral with cool undertones, and usually right now it's still winter time. I do have more of a light skin tone. In the summertime, I can be a light to medium skin tone, and my biggest complaint to ABH would be that where is the light with cool undertones shade? Where is it? I don't get it. They actually made an effort to create like a cool rosy undertone. They only have a fair shade and then a light to medium shade. And they completely forgot to include the light shades. I don't get it because I feel like light with cool undertones is quite a popular and a quite common sort of like skin tone. You know, so I don't understand it. I actually messaged them over on Instagram asking them where the shade 2CR was. That's the one that I need. And they said that they are going to probably expand this shade range in the future. So as of right now, I had to pick up two. I had to pick up bloody two foundations and we have to do a mixing situation today. I'm so sorry about it. But otherwise, they're not gonna match me. So here is the foundation. This is the shade 1CR. So this is fair with cool rosy undertones. And I also picked up the shade 3CR. So this is a light to medium with cool rosy undertones. I love this bottle. This bottle feels luxe. It's like frosted glass. It's really, really stunning, right? But yeah, look at that difference. Oh my gosh, like I needed the 2CR and not these two shades, okay? It's such a bummer because this is too light, this is too deep. So usually what I do is I take 2 pumps of this and then I mix it in with 1 pump of the deeper shade. All right, I have my little makeup mixing plate right here. 1CR first. That's 2 pumps of the product, right? And then I'm gonna mix it with 1 pump of the 3CR. I hope you can see the difference in shade, and also this is not gonna run down. It is not like a watery formula by any means. It's a little bit creamier, but it's really, really lightweight on the skin. See, I'm just gonna mix this together with my spatula here. So this is the shade that I'm requiring. Like this, it's actually a really good shade match. It's lovely. So let's start applying it. I need just a little bit of this product, couple of dots, and I actually do use my dampened sponge. I prefer using a sponge with this foundation. I think it blends out beautifully with a sponge. So let's do one side first. I mean, this will just cancel out everything, but it's so beautiful. I mean, the name Impeccable, it's spot on. And I did not use a lot of the product. I still have so much left on here. Let me just show you. That's how much I still have left. I mean, beautiful, right? Now, I think this is really stunning. This has definitely evened out everything on my skin. All of my redness is gone, and I have not used a lot of product. So to me, this is a very, very high medium coverage. I could, of course, build this up to like literally a full coverage. Right now, I can still see a little bit of my skin peeking through. So it's not like necessarily full coverage straight away. But if you use a lot of product, then of course you will have a full coverage straight away. But I'm just going to show you how flexible this foundation is. How much I still have left. I'm going to use the rest of that and go on to the other side. But yeah, look at that. This is not a flat matte whatsoever. This definitely has a little bit of luminosity to it, but it makes my skin look really, really beautiful. It's a very natural sort of finish, but I can see that it's quite blurring, you know. I do feel like it's blurring. And that's what I love about this foundation, right? I also just want to mention real quick that that primer that I just used, that was not grippy at all anymore. So the grip of that primer is so weak, and that primer did not blur anything on my skin. So this is all the foundation. So I don't really have to build this foundation up, in my opinion. I still have product left. Now, those were 3 pumps. And with 3 pumps, I achieved this amount of coverage, which is exceptional. They did say that this was best for oily skin. I would kind of disagree with them on that statement. This foundation did break up on me, and the one spot where it broke up on me the most was on my chin. Like, my chin is a little bit more finicky. Everywhere else, it started to look a little bit shiny, but on my chin, it definitely did break up. So some of their claims that this is best for oily skin, that this is not going to break up on you, you know, I mean, take that with a grain of salt. I had a little bit of a different experience. But let me know if you've tried out this foundation. What are your thoughts on it? You know, do you like it? Do you not like it? I would be really curious to know. I will say I like it a lot. I think it's beautiful. I just think it's not the most long-wearing foundation I've ever tried out in my entire life. And it does get a little bit shiny on me throughout the day, especially right here where I tend to get a little bit oilier. Again, it also depends on what other products I'm combining this foundation with. But in the greater scheme of things, I actually do enjoy this one. But all right, so let's move on. And my next step would be a concealer. I did pick up a newly released concealer, but it's not really like a traditional concealer. I can't really put this underneath my eyes. And I don't know if I really need to spot conceal anything else on my face, but the concealer in question is actually the Lisa Eldridge Seamless Skin Pinpoint Concealer. So this is a micro-correcting pencil. I do have this in the shade, I think it's the shade 4, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it's the shade 4. This is like a really, really cool idea if you have like, you know, like a little bit of a pimple and you want to like give it some extra coverage. You can also do other things with this, you know. I mean, Lisa Eldridge definitely has a little bit of a different makeup style than I have. I'm not the one sitting here like, you know, like going onto all of my spots. I would rather just use a full coverage foundation straight away. It's just so much easier than, you know, just sitting there. But I think this definitely has like a certain purpose in my collection, and I sometimes use this right here because I feel like sometimes this space right here, it's almost like as if I don't have any product right there. Although I do put on my eye primer and all of that, so sometimes I'm just going to use it like that. So before I'm going to be going in with this, I'm actually just gonna be applying a standard concealer. I'm gonna use my Haus Labs concealer underneath my eyes. All right, and I'm also going to apply a little bit of my Sigma eyeshadow base primer onto my eyelids. You guys know I always do that. Okay, I do feel like I want to apply a little bit of this where I just applied my eye primer. And basically, it's always this spot that I'm somehow missing with any other product. So I'm just going to apply this concealer right here. And I'm going to take a small brush to blend this out. That always just makes a difference. It always will open up the inner corners of my eye slightly, and it will just shape this area a little bit better. All right, I mean, I did pretty much erase all of the other like spots with the foundation. I'm just gonna use it a little bit on this one. Right here. I'm just gonna lightly blend this out. I really do need to play a little bit more with this product. Right now, you know, I don't feel like I need this a lot, but mind you, whenever I get a little bit more of a bigger spot, I would be really happy to have this. So let's move on and let's set my face. Now, I actually do have two different setting powders. One is not necessarily brand new. I think this came out last year, but I only recently picked this one up. But the other one is still a little bit newer, and I'm just going to be using both of them. So let's start off with the Huda Beauty Easy Bake, and this is the Ube Birthday Cake. Look at that shade. That is such a particular lilac shade. I don't have any powder like that. So I was really, really curious about this powder, and I'm going to be using this underneath my eyes. I feel like on me, this works really, really good because I do have a little bit more of a cooler undertone. It does definitely change the color of the foundation a little bit, but not over the top. Like, honestly, I thought this would completely change, you know, my foundation shade, but just a little bit, like a tiny bit. So this is the one that I want to use underneath my eyes, but I also have this one. And this is the Makeup by Mario Surreal Skin Soft Blur Setting Powder. I will use this one on the rest of my face. I've been trying this out lately. I know this is not a new product. This came out at the end of 2024. But yeah, it's new to me. I actually do have this in the shade 1 Fair Pink. I did not want to pick up the light shade because that one looked super yellow. And you guys know I don't like yellow. Also, if you don't like yellow, this will cancel out yellow. So I'm going to apply the powder first underneath my eyes only on this side. Can you see what it's doing? It will change and correct a little bit. I don't think it's that dramatic. What are we thinking? It looks really pretty for underneath the eyes. That is just always something that works well. I really like a pink powder. I think they look really good on me. So let's talk about this Makeup by Mario powder. I like it, but it's not the best in oil control. It is really, really beautiful when you apply that first. Also, this is pink. Is it? I feel like this is more of an undertone than anything else. I don't think it's too pink. In the beginning, I thought this powder would be too light on me. Like, I thought it would make me look like a ghost, but no. I'm actually happy that I got this shade. This really does blur. It looks so smooth. Like, I really, really like this powder. Whenever I have used this, whenever I have applied this, I'm like, wow, I just wish it would stay like that, but it definitely does not. But yeah, with this powder, the foundation will get oily throughout the day. This is not the powder to use with the foundation if you have oily skin. So my face is all set. Powder is applied. I am just going to be doing my eyebrows off camera, and then I'll be right back with some color complexion products. I am back. My brows are alive again. I actually did use my Rare Beauty Brow Harmony pencil, and then of course I also used my Kosas Airbrow. While I was doing my brows, I basically was like, man, I completely forgot to talk about a setting powder that I also tried out. I feel like I just want to forget about it because it wasn't that great of an experience. I actually did pick up the e.l.f. Halo Glow Powder Filter. Why did I pick up a glowy powder? I mean, it's my mistake to start off with. Here is the powder. It also comes with a powder puff and a mirror. But I will say this was not it. This powder, I applied this on 2 occasions actually. The very first time I used a powder puff, did not really like it that much, but the second time I used it with a brush, thought I would like it a little bit more, but then I used setting spray, and my entire face looked like a glazed donut, like a highlighter. Like, it really did not look great. Every pore on my face was enhanced. This is not it. It's not for me. I mean, I just wanted to mention it because it really was very unflattering on my skin. So this was unfortunately a failed product for me. So actually, let's move on to a product that I really, really like. But I've been trying this product out for a while now, and it's a powder bronzer. This is by What's Up Beauty, and it's the Cheek Tear Bronzer. As you may know, I love their highlighter, I love their eyeshadows. They've got so many good products. So when they came out with this bronzer, I was intrigued. I also picked up their blushes. That is the next product that I'm going to be applying. Here is the bronzer. Oh, I love this marbled sort of pattern. It's really, really pretty. So interesting. I picked up the shade Light. They also have a couple more shades. I did not want to pick up the shade Medium because it did look a little bit more yellow in undertone, and I felt like this undertone would work a little bit better for me. This is very, very lightly pigmented. This has not a lot of pigmentation. This, you have to build this one up. Very sheerly pigmented. It's been a while since I've worked with such a sheer pigmented bronzer. And I think this is also great in the winter time when I'm at my palest. I don't think I can use this one during the summer though. I just really like this formula. I think it looks very flattering on the skin. It looks very airbrushed on the skin. Course, I do need a little bit more product for the pigment to show up, but once it's applied, it just looks so stunning. I really think it's an amazing, amazing, amazing powder formula. So let's actually move on to the blushes that they had released alongside this bronzer. So this is the What's Up Beauty Cheek Tear Blush. Now they have released this blush in 4 different shades. I actually only picked up 2. So I do have the lightest shade, and that is the shade Peaceful Pizza. Again, this beautiful sort of marbled pattern here. And I also have the shade Relaxed Roma. That is the number 30. I'm going to be honest with you, I do prefer this one, Relaxed Roma. The one downside with this blush in particular, with this shade, is I have to build it up so much and it has a glowy finish. So whenever I build this up a lot, my cheeks are too glowy for me. It just looked like I applied a highlighter onto my face. For today, we're going to be applying this because I feel like this is a little bit different. It's not as glowy and it's a little bit more pigmented. So I don't have to build it up that much. I really like this shade. However, I do feel like I would rather go with something a little bit more cool toned for today, because I know what eyeshadow palette I'm going to be using and what lip color I'm going to be using, and they're all very cool toned. So is it the ideal option for today's look? Probably not. You know, in a perfect world, I would definitely choose something else, like something like a little bit cooler. Okay, so let's apply it. It is very warm. It is more of like a nudie, peachy sort of blush. It definitely will give me some shine. I wish these could just be matte blushes. I do prefer the bronzer over the blushes. Granted, so this is not as highlightery as this other shade, Peaceful Pizza. I think I might give that one to my friend. She has a little bit of a fairer skin tone and she loves glowy products. But alright, so those were the products by What's Up Beauty. Do I have a new highlighter? I actually did pick up this one recently. It was not planned to be included in today's video, and I've not tried this one out yet. It's not a new release, okay? This has been on the market for years by now, but I've never tried it. So this is by Mob Beauty, and it's their powder highlighter. I actually have the shade M49. Should we try that one today? I love my powder highlighters. I don't really love creams or liquids. I just prefer to stay with a powder. Oh, that is pretty. I am really getting into Mob Beauty. I feel like they've got some hidden gems here. Took me such a long time to actually try something out by the brand. I mean, I had their bronzer for a long time, but that was the only product that I had by them. This is stunning. I did not expect to actually love this highlighter so much. This is so beautiful. You can definitely like build up the intensity. I feel like I went a little bit overboard on the tip of my nose, but I actually don't mind it. This is really good. I am very much impressed with this glow. Does not enhance my texture, does not have any sparkles, any glitter particles in there, just looks like wet glow, which you guys may know, that's my preferred sort of highlighter finish. Oh, I really like it. Okay, so my complexion is all done. Let's actually move on to the eyes. I do have such a beautiful eyeshadow palette. So this is the new Minka eyeshadow palette by Adapt Cosmetics. Adapt Cosmetics is definitely a brand that I've featured many times on my channel, and this is actually a re-envisioned, reformulated palette of an older version. So the original Minka palette, I never had that palette, but it always looked beautiful. But I really feel like they've improved it. They definitely improved that palette. The color story is so beautiful. It's giving me cool toned romantic vibes, and Adapt Cosmetics really does an amazing job with their foiled metallics, with their shimmers, with their multichromes. They are so special. Some of these are also holochromes. Now, I've not touched mine just yet. Mine is completely untouched. I'm going to be swatching this palette after the video, so at least you can see some swatches, and I'm going to promise you I will feature this palette also over on my YouTube Shorts tab. I'm going to be creating more looks with this palette than the one that I'm creating today. Also, they have changed their packaging. This is very sturdy packaging. It is giving me Natasha Denona vibes, to be honest with you. In the past, I've mentioned this many times, I wasn't the biggest fan of their matte formula. Their shimmers are impeccable, but their mattes, sometimes I struggle with them. And I also will have to use some of the natural bristle brushes by Rephr to make them work. They don't work as well on my synthetic brushes, like my BK Beauty brushes. I feel like I always prefer them on these Rephr brushes. So I'm going to start off with this shade right here, Ilana. I mean, this is the exact same formula that Adapt Cosmetics always does. I mean, it's a lot of work to blend this out. I'm gonna be honest with you. I feel like it's always looking a little bit patchy. No matter how much I blend, no matter what brush I'm using. Let's see. I want to use the shade Toya now. This one, the lighter one. This is the lightest shade I would say in this entire palette. So this one. Okay, let's see if it's light enough or if it's more of a mid-tone shade. I wish there could have been a little bit more of a lighter shade even. I honestly do prefer this shade in terms of blendability a little bit over the one that we started off with. These types of like cool tone purples, like the purples that have a little bit of gray in there, my gosh, do they look pretty, right? I love them. I just don't like the blush. I might have to go over this blush with something else, or we might have to adjust the blush, which I honestly don't love doing, but sometimes it is necessary. So I'm gonna go into the deeper shade here. I mean, we don't have that many choices. There are only 5 matte shades in here. This is a shimmer heavy palette. So I think I'm just gonna go into, what's this called? Ariana. Let's go into Ariana, the darkest shade. All right, you guys, I feel like this blended out fine. I just had to blend it a little bit more than other formulas, you know. Yeah, so I am going to be applying something into my waterline. All right, I just did my waterline. I just went in with a brown eyeliner, to be honest, just to keep it a little bit more simple. I used the Huda Beauty Longwear eye pencil in the shade Very Brown. I really do adore that eyeliner. It's so, so good. So the next step is I'm just gonna go in with the exact same shades that we used on the upper part of my eyes. I'm gonna start off with Elena, then I'm gonna deepen it up with Ariana. So that's pretty much everything that I'm gonna be doing. Maybe I'm also gonna be putting a little bit of that shade, that light shade Toya right here. I'm not sure just yet, but I'm just gonna do that off camera and then I'll be right back. All right, I am back. I did the exact same thing that I did on my upper lid. I also cleaned up the edges a little bit, but I've been looking at myself and I just can't take this blush anymore. So I pulled out something that always saves me. This product unfortunately got discontinued. I mean, this entire brand does not exist anymore. This was by Pite Beauty, and this is the Exhale blush. It is an oldie but a goodie, and I will always keep this because for situations like this one. This blush will cool down any shade on your cheeks that is too warm, and it's amazing. So I need to do this because I've been looking at this blush and I'm like, I can't. I just I cannot. I need to adjust the blush. You know, I wish I could just use a straight up lilac. It definitely does something in my favor. Honestly, this is such a lifesaver. Just look at it now. It looks so much better. I mean, the blush is matching a lot better now with the eyes. That is something that I'm very picky about when I do my makeup. I always want everything to sort of like match. But let's move on to the fun part. And I know I will have to apply glitter glue with this formula. But I think today I'm gonna go in with Sandra and Mia. Sandra, I'm going to use that one all over my lids, and then Mia, I'm going to use that one to highlight with. So I'm just going to be applying a little bit of the glitter glue. Okay, so I'm going to use this shade right here, Sandra. It's a little bit of a lighter shade, but it looks so beautiful. Ooh, look at that. Oh my goodness. It almost looks like a silver with green and pink to it. Oh, I'm excited. I'm so excited. So let's do it. This is so beautiful. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, let's blend it out with a brush a little bit. Okay, this looks beautiful. So I do want to go in with a second shade, and I want to use this shade Mia. This one right here. So I just want to show you Mia on my finger. Look at that. That is so pretty as well. So I'm just going to put this in my inner corner and I'm going to blend it out with a brush. I mean, their shimmers are intense, so beautiful. And to be honest, you know, the matte formula is fine. You just gotta blend it a little bit. At the end of the day, I feel like this look came out stunning. I think this looks really, really pretty. So before we are gonna be moving on to the mascara, let's actually set this makeup with some setting spray. So of course I'm talking about the Anastasia Beverly Hills Impeccable Setting Spray. Now this one, not a first impressions. As you can tell, I've been using this setting spray a little bit, you know, ever since I got the foundation. I also used the setting spray with it. I feel like this is a really pretty setting spray. It's almost like a spray that brings out the colors that you've laid down on your skin a little bit more. I don't think it's necessarily as blurring as my Hourglass setting spray. That one makes you look like you applied a filter on top of your skin. It's insane. It's so beautiful. It's so good, but it's also very pricey. So this one is a little bit different. I feel like this year is gonna be the year of the setting spray. I also have this one, the new one by Fenty Beauty. I'm gonna be talking about this in an upcoming video. I still have to try that one out a little bit more. With this one, I already have my thoughts together. This one has a very light scent, but it's such a beautiful scent. I will say I really do like the scent. However, I do wish this would not have a fragrance in it, okay? Let's go ahead and let's spray my face with this. I mean, I do like the setting spray. It has a very fine mist, sprays out quite well. And also, I do feel like it's not splotchy. This definitely does do something to the longevity of the foundation. I did realize whenever I used this, you know, I felt like the foundation was locked in a little bit better than without it. This is a really good option and I've been really enjoying it. So let's move on to the mascara. And I'm so excited for this one because I've been trying out this mascara now for a few times and I honestly adore it. It's so good. And I'm talking about the new Be Structural Volumizing and Lengthening Mascara by Haus Labs. So when I saw this, I was like, I gotta try it. I gotta try it and see if I'm gonna like it. Usually I'm always disappointed with mascaras because I am very nitpicky with them. And when I like something, I tend to stick to it. So, oh my gosh, this one, though, I love this. On me personally, it did not flake off. It did not smudge. It gave me such beautiful lashes. I'm really, really surprised by this mascara. The applicator, I thought in the beginning this is gonna be too big, but really, I ended up loving this applicator. This has fiber bristles and it's shaped in a very innovative way where the tip is actually a little bit more narrow than the body. So what is cool about that is that you can really grab every single hair. So I'm gonna be curling my lashes and applying the mascara. Okay, so I'm gonna start off with this eye first. This is so lengthening, it is so separating, and it looks just phenomenal. I am so impressed, and also it was so easy to apply this, did not have any issues whatsoever. I could still build this one up, but I feel like this is I'm satisfied like that. Also for my lower lash line, easy, easy peasy. I mean, this is such a beautiful mascara. I just love it. I really do love it. Really great product. So I'm gonna do the other side as well. I just wanted to show you the immediate comparison, you know, without any mascara on here and with the mascara, what it does. It's kind of crazy, isn't it? I mean, this is the 4th time that I'm wearing this mascara and I'm still blown away by it. It is so pretty. It is very lengthening. I don't think it's the most volumizing mascara that there is, but that's also something that I don't necessarily need or look for. But I think what it does the most is separating and lengthening. Did not expect to love it as much as I actually do. And I will continue using this because this one is amazing and so, so stunning. So yeah, let's move on to the lips. And oh my gosh, I was so excited when I saw these lipsticks because this brand did not excite me for years. And when I was younger, I did use this brand constantly. I was such a big, big fan of them. But for some whatever reason, at some point in time, there were so many other brands that, you know, caught my interest. And this one just took a back burner. But this is the collection that got me rediscovering this brand. And Oh my gosh, these lipsticks. Yeah, I couldn't say no. I really couldn't. Yeah, of course, I'm talking about these new MAC products. So I do have 3 different ones, different finishes, different formulas from the same collection. They did release, I think, 4 different formulas in total. I have 3, and I only have 1 shade per formula. So the one that I want to apply today, let's talk about that one first. So this is the MAC Cosmetics Maximal Sleek Satin Lipstick. This is the shade Stone. Oh my gosh. I have not tried out this one just yet. I only tried out one of them. I also have not tried out this one. This is the Maximal Matte Lipstick. So this is the matte version. This is actually the shade Folio. Look at that. Oh my gosh, this might require a little bit more lip liner. I also did pick up one of their Powder Kiss liquid lip colors. This is the shade Buffiest. I already tried this one out, and oh my gosh, this is such a beautiful, like, plummy brown shade. It's so stunning, and I love this formula. This Powder Kiss formula is amazing. Exactly what I like something that looks like a cloud on your lips that is very blurring on your lips. It's not quite as pigmented and as opaque as like the ABH lip velvets, but this is stunning. I really, really love it. And I feel like matte lips are making a comeback. Thank the Lord. I really think that MAC got me with these lipsticks because I love a good nude brown lipstick. So Stone. Oh, I have to try this with you guys. I really have to try this with you guys. Let me actually think about what lip liner I want to use. I might go with Makeup Forever Endless Cacao. Man, this is such a beautiful lip liner. This is intense. It is very, very cool toned. Yeah, let's try out Stone. This has the satin finish. Can't wait. Um, it's the exact same shade as the lip liner. This has so much pigment. This is so beautiful. I wish they would have this shade in their matte version. I mean, this is such a beautiful shade for the winter time. I will say that's how I'm gonna wear this. And you guys know I love a good cool tone brown, and I don't think I've got one that is like this. It's still brown. It's not gray. I mean, it has a lot of gray in it, right? But it's still brown. It is hydrating, but it's not over the top shiny. What a 90s throwback, to be honest. And I love it. I'm here for it. I'm so, so here for it. I have so many beautiful nude brown lipsticks. Let me know if you ever want a video about all of my nude brown lipsticks, if that's something that would interest you. But this is special though. What a beautiful shade. But yeah, please do let me know if you have tried out any of these products yourself. What was your experience with them? Just drop me a comment down below. And if you ended up enjoying the video, please don't forget to give it a like, subscribe to my channel, and also do ring the bell in order to get notified about my upcoming videos. So until the next time, please do take care. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.